Hey, good afternoon, everyone. Um, since yesterday, I know that uh, many of our Indian community members are in anxiety or confused, like what this new proclamation, whether it will impact the H-1B already existing visa holders, or will it impact only the new applicants, or will it impact somebody who is already in US, whether it will impact it, renewals or amendments. So there are a lot of questions. There is a lot of anxiety. There is a lot of confusion. There are too many WhatsApp messages. There is some correct information, some wrong information. So that's where I thought like it is better to get the information from one of the top attorneys in the country, Mr. Rahul and Rebecca from Reddy and Newman immigration firm, one of the top firms in the entire country with over 30 plus years in the industry. So, first of all, thanks, Rahul and Rebecca, for taking time. I know you must be busy with so many calls, mails, everything since yesterday, but still, immediately you accepted. And yeah, it's all yours, Rahul and Rebecca.
Thank you, Kishore. We know Kishore from long time, and of course, we are from Houston. So who doesn't know Kishore? Um, as you already know, that initially there was a rumor, not rumor, but there was a confirmed report from the Bloomberg News where they cited that they're going to impose $100,000 fees on the H-1B. Then within 2 hours, we got the press statement from the Trump administration when Trump was sitting there. His cabinet people, Commerce Secretary particularly, said that for every H-1B who is going to work in United States for 1 year, they have to pay $100,000. Now, so we were scrambling to see what was going on. And in the meantime, the president proclamation has published on the website where they said it is applicable for the people who are entering into United States. It is not clear at that point of time, was it entering first time or what it was. Now, it's still not clear, but it seems that the circulation right now is that from unofficial sources, it seems that it's only be applicable for the people who are in United States who are applying for. It's only applicable to the people who are applying for the visa first time for sure. Who are going for stamping. We don't know if it's going to be applicable for even transfers and other things at this point, or who are going for stamping at this point of time. We are not clear at this point of time. There was some information where we did not knew if the person can travel into United States on 21st if they have a visa stamping because they're entering into United States. And right now seems I've spoken with the people who have taken the flight, and I did personally speak with the people who are boarded in Delhi flight. They were allowed to board the flight at this point of time. So we normally CBP should have at least told that we're not going to board them because all these people, they don't have enough people to detain them and send them back, each of those people. So most probably they would be allowed at this point. Rebecca, can you tell me what is the legal basis and is it applicable for the people who are here in United States wanting to move from F1 to H1 visas, or people who are wanting to extend the H-1B, transfer the H-1B? Is this $100,000 applicable?
No, it's not. So for individuals in the US in a valid status, either H-1B or any other non-immigrant status like F1, L1, H4, who are looking to change their status, file an I-129 application with the USCIS to change their status to H-1B. This presidential proclamation does not apply to those petitions or to those individuals. It's pretty narrowly limited to entry, and there is a reason for that. So that section of the Immigration and Nationality Act, Section 212F, it's the same section that the Trump administration has previously used in presidential proclamations and executive orders to restrict entry. in the so-called Muslim ban from early on in the first Trump administration, and it's also been used during the first year of COVID to, well, the first couple years of COVID to restrict entry. So there is a reason for that. The government's discretion and their authority is definitely broadest for individuals who are outside the United States. So before you are within the borders of the United States, the government has the broadest discretion and broadest authority. Once you've been lawfully admitted to the US, if you're here in a valid visa status, it is much more difficult for the government to kind of arbitrarily impose something like this. It will usually need to go through Congress or something like that. Despite the statements by government officials to the press before the actual release of the text of the proclamation, the actual text of the proclamation is limited to people seeking to enter the US, seeking admission into the US. And they have probably purposely drafted it that way because it has the better chance of standing up in court under litigation when it is drafted that way, applying to individuals outside the US.
So at this point of time, Rebecca, for the people, if I am an H-1B, my H-1B is expiring in January of 2025, sorry, January of 2026. If I apply the extension with a company, is this $100,000 applicable for me?
No, it's not.
What if I am going from company A to company B within the United States? Is this $100,000 applicable for me?
No, it isn't.
If it is a new quota applying for if it's a new quota applying for the H-1B in 2027 lottery, which begins in October 1st of 2026, for people who are moving from F1 to H-1B, is this $100,000 applicable?
No, as long as you do not travel before then,
What
before
if
we're coming in on H-1B.
What if I got a job? I am in India right now, and my company is applying for the H-1B. Is this $100,000 applicable for me?
Yes. Yeah. So if you are outside the US at the moment and a US employer wants to file an I-129 petition on your behalf, whether it's cap subject or not, this presidential proclamation appears to apply to that situation.
Is this applicable for non-profit organizations?
Potentially. Yeah, the presidential proclamation does not specifically make an exception to nonprofits or organizations that would usually be exempt from the H-1B lottery. The only kind of provision that indicates that maybe they will be exempt is that one of the provisions in the proclamation is that they could make an exception for industries that the Secretary of Department of Homeland Security deems to be within the national interest. And there was something kind of a similar exception during COVID also that they made exceptions for people whose work was considered critical in the US during that time.
So, what are the exceptions? What if I am working for the healthcare industry and I'm a doctor in the underserved area and requires some attention in that list? Am I exempt automatically? Is there any way I can apply to be exempt from this one?
We don't know yet. I mean, I would think that if you are, for example, if you're a physician that has qualified for like a Conrad 30 waiver or qualifies for the physician national interest waiver, you're working in an area that has already been determined by the government to be in a medically underserved area. That seems like it would qualify for the exception, but there just aren't any details yet about how people will actually go about getting their individual case under the exception. We don't know if DHS is going to just release information on, they'll just say in people who work in this list of industries meet the exception, and then it'll be up to the consulates to make that decision, or we don't know if people will need to apply separately to the consulate on a case-by-case basis. That's more kind of along the lines of what happened during COVID, is people just had to submit their arguments to the consulate for whether they met that critical exemption at that time to the entry ban.
If I already have the H-1B approval, and I am already scheduled for stamping, and I'm scheduled on September 28th right now under the new quota. Is this $100,000 applicable to me?
Potentially, yes. If you have not gotten the visa stamped in your passport yet, as of midnight tonight, it seems like, yes, that this proclamation will apply to you, and you may be subject to that $100,000 fee.
What about if I transfer from company A to company B, and I am going for stamping with company B? Is this 100,000? And I have scheduled on September 25th the appointment. Am I subject to the $100,000 fees right now?
Potentially, yes.
I may right now, at least on the presidential proclamation, things definitely are not clear whether if you're transferring from company A to company B, it's applicable. We are getting some information which we don't know whether we can rely or not, that they are telling that it's only applicable if it's a new H-1B lottery. And we are also getting the information, which I'm not confirming at this point of time, that this may only be applicable for the quota that is going to be in 2027, which starts on October 1st of 2026. But I may be wrong, though. Can you correct me on that?
Yeah, that's right. There's a lot of details that we don't know yet, if this is only going to apply to brand new first-time H-1B visa applicants who have never held H-1B in the past. It seems like those are the individuals that the proclamation almost definitely applies to. If they're outside the US now and have never had an H-1B visa stamped in their passport ever, it sounds like those are the people that it primarily applies to. But yeah, there is a lot of uncertainty it applies to.
It looks very confusing at this point of time, Rebecca. What the releases we are getting is that if this H-1B is only applicable from the 2027 quota, which is October 1st, though, this whole proclamation is getting dead in 1 year anyway. This proclamation is only until September 21st of 2000 and September 20th or 21st of 2026. So the H-1B is starting in October 1st. So there are a lot of gaps at this point of time. What, when, and if this is going to be interpreted at this point of time. We definitely tell people that who are traveling right now not to travel outside the country, and that's definitely we will tell this at this point of time.
Right. The main advice right now is that if you are in the US in valid H-1B status, do not voluntarily leave the US until there is further clarity on this matter.
Kishore, what do you want to allow people to ask questions?
Sure, Rahul. Yeah. So anyone who want to ask questions, they can use the digital hand. We'll allow one by one. And please try to be specific, related to this topic. Yeah, Sachin, please go ahead.
I want to ask, thanks for organizing this. So I want to ask now another question, not only related to H-1B, but this gold card, is it going to replace EB-1 and that will be retrospectively, or that another confusion they have created?
It does not replace it. It's the way they sounded is that they're going to add this one to EB-1, though, at this point of time. It's not that the person who's already EB-1, it will be replacing that.
Okay, thank you.
And the president only said that in the next 90 days, they should come up with some things that can get them into EB-1, EB-2, or EB-5. It's like really vague at this point of time.
Okay, thank you.
Yeah. Harsha, please go ahead.
Hey, I think my question is already answered.
Okay. Kavita?
Yeah, hi Rahul. So my question is, my brother is in India So he got stamped on September 6th, and he also received his passport last week. So, as they said, they have to return back to US before this midnight, but he cannot make it. Is there be any problem for him if he comes here after?
Right now, the leaks that we are getting, the information seems to be that he should be able to come back. Since he has a couple of days to come back, there are some people who are right now in the flight that will be landing after 12:01 a.m. in the midnight. We will come to know if there is any problem. But one thing I can tell you, Kavita, is that from the Indian airports at this point of time, who has the H-1B stampings, they let them board the flights so that they can come into United States. They
But
didn't block them.
Yeah, sorry. But what if he is not going to enter before 12 midnight today? Because he is not yet boarded the flight.
Kavita,
Yeah, sorry.
before 12, this presidential proclamation does not apply. Before Sunday, this does not apply.
Okay.
But the people who took the flight in India right now, they are not going to be landing in United States by midnight of today. They will be landing tomorrow. Is that right? So they are allowed to, you see my point? They are allowed to board the flights.
So now, if he's booking the flight right now in the morning in India, so he can fly.
Kavita, right now there is no hurry for him to fly.
Okay.
We don't want your brother to be an experimental guy, scapegoat, where we will do, okay, let's see. If Kavita's brother goes in and if he gets arrested and he's there for 30 days and then send him back, I will send my brother. There are people like that who are waiting.
Okay.
You don't want your brother to be like that. Let somebody send his brother, okay? You're listening to this conversation. You got it?
Yes.
So there are some people that are going there right now, and we are observing, we are speaking with them consistently and continuously. We're monitoring them. My question is that don't make your brother that guy. Okay? Let's wait.
Yes.
Go to the next person, please. You have time.
Thank
you have time. And you can keep watching our YouTube channel at Reddy Newman, and then you'll find the information.
Sure. Thank you.
Santosh, please go ahead. This is Santosh R. Yeah, Varun.
I'm currently on OPT. So by next year, if my employer applies for H-1B, so what in this case? So I'm already inside the United States. So how it usually?
Rebecca?
Yeah, this fee should not apply to your cap subject application if you are selected in next year's lottery, as long as you are filing for a change of status, which means you're in the US at the time that the I-129 petition is filed, and you don't leave the US until you become an H-1B visa holder or change into H-1B status on October 1st. So as long as you don't...
Rebecca, isn't it a good news for this guy? Because this guy should be doing Bale Bale song and doing the Punjabi dance there. The reason is that if this proclamation stands as it is, though, anybody who is coming from India has to pay $100,000. You do not have to, your company doesn't have to pay $100,000. So there will be less demand for the H-1B. Your chance of getting the lottery should be very high.
Yeah, a lot of the way that the proclamation is worded, it does look like it is kind of aimed toward next year's lottery. You know, there's a provision in it that says that after the lottery is completed, the president wants like a report from the heads of the agencies for, you know, recommendations on what to do after that lottery. And the wording that, you know, the DHS won't approve a petition for someone from outside the US unless that $100,000 fee is included. Well, for this year's lottery, all the petitions that have been selected have already been filed by June 30th. DHS is not going to review any cap subject applications until next year. So that's why there is a lot of lack of clarity still on what the target of this proclamation really is it meant to mainly restrict people in the lottery who are coming from abroad next year in next year's lottery? But then if that's the case, why did they put it into effect right now?
But as of now, you on OPT, no difficulty in getting the H-1B. In fact, it's a good news for you rather than bad news because you already eliminated 70% of your competition out. We'll go to the next person, Kishore.
Varun, please go ahead.
Yeah. Hi guys, how you doing? So, Rahul, I'm an Australian citizen on an E3 visa, and I wanted to know if this applies to me as well because I do have a travel plan in October to go to Australia for a few days and then come back. So, is it advisable for me to travel, or I should also refrain?
Rebecca.
Right now, this proclamation applies only to H-1B visa holders. So it does not apply to E3 at all. Having said that, though, I mean, our general advice, even before this proclamation came out, since kind of the beginning of this year under this administration, our general advice to people has been to limit international travel unless it's extremely necessary. Because again, whenever you're outside the US, that is where the government has the broadest authority and broadest discretion over whether to admit you into the US. So you are always taking some risk when you leave the US, even if you don't fall under this particular proclamation, if you have to go for a renewal at the consulate or at, just coming in at CBP, if you just happen to get an officer that doesn't like you or doesn't like E3s. We have heard of people on E3 visas who have been working normally, having trouble coming in, are like harassed by CBP and not allowed to stay because they've been living here for too long and they think they no longer have non-immigrant intent or that kind of thing. So that's something to consider, although this proclamation does not apply to anybody except H-1Bs for now.
Got it. Thank you so much.
Chaitanya Kumar, please go ahead.
Hi. Sorry, I joined late. Maybe I don't know, like this question has been answered or not. So my question is like, I have an approved I-797 copy, which is valid till 2028. So next year, if I want to go for stamping, I'm not changing the employer, just stamping on vacation, whether I need to go for this 100K applicable for me?
Not according to the sources at this point of time. Things are not clear right now in the proclamation at this point of time. We can't 100% confirm it. The rumors are that it may not be applicable, but we will come to know in the coming weeks. Or even today itself, we may come to know though. But there is a press release that is coming up soon. We're closely observing it. If by any chance that comes in, we definitely recommend people to log into our Reddy and Newman YouTube channel. We will post the things that there is a press release coming up right now. But right now, it doesn't look like, but Rebecca says it may look like. So what do you say, Rebecca?
Yeah, it's too early to say right now whether this proclamation applies to your particular scenario. Yeah, we will need to see and see exactly how the administration applies it.
Yeah, we are in talks with some people who have appointment this Monday. We'll come to know.
Okay. Thank you.
Suresh, please go ahead. Suresh, are you there? Yeah, Rahul Jain.
Hey, hi, Rahul.
Yeah, please go ahead, Suresh.
Yeah, I'm in L1B visa, so I would like to know my impact with respect to ability to travel, and the second one is with respect to the H-1B lottery for the next year for staying inside the US.
First thing is that right now, this proclamation has nothing to do with your L1B in general. But as Rebecca was pointing out, that in general, if you're going for stamping, it's not good. It's like you walking into lion's den. Hey, lion, you're not going to do anything because I am working for so-and-so company. Okay, that's how you're behaving right now. Okay, because we believe that Trump administration is aligned right now, and you're walking into the den. As Rebecca has pointed out, that when you go outside the country, this particular lion has more authority compared to when you're staying outside. Yeah, you're not going in the den. But definitely, if you're going for stamping, it's risky. Now, with regards to changing the status from L1 visa to H1, I mean, this is your golden opportunity. I don't pray this executive order stands, even though it benefits, but for you, though, this is going to be beneficial for you. As long as you don't leave the country.
Thank you.
Rahul? Rahul
Yeah,
ji,
thank
please
you.
go.
Yeah, thank you. So my question is that I'm will be switching the employer soon, basically from the consultancy to full-time employee. So my question is that my employer will file H-1B. Is it okay to file in premium, or should we go with normal processing? What is the recommendations?
You have a very good first name, sir. Very lucky, very nice, smart people are always having that first name. Go ahead, Rebecca, you answer the question.
Yeah, so this fee does not apply to your application if you are in the US right now. A change of employer transfer application should be processed normally. As far as premium processing, yes, we do recommend premium processing. Under the current administration, it's better to just get a decision quickly, so that if there are any issues that come up, they can be addressed sooner rather than later.
Okay, thanks, Rebecca.
Sure.
And thanks, Rahul.
Chaitanya? Chaitanya Adam City, please go ahead. Okay, Nikhil?
Hello. Hello. Hi, Rahul. Am I audible?
Hello.
Yeah.
Nikhil.
My query is actually my visa stamping has already been completed, and I'm scheduled to travel to the US on September 26th next week. And this is my first H-1B and first time traveling to the US. So does this new fee apply to already approved and stamped H-1B visas? So is there any risk of being denied at the port of entry under this policy?
We will come to know in 2 days. I was pointing out the people who are similar to you that are taking the flight right now. So we will see how the things. But you said you're coming first time this time. That means that your H-1B should be starting on October 1st, is that right?
Yes, actually, my H1 was starting from last year, October 1st, due to delayed processing. So
Got it.
I
Okay.
got my stamping on August 5th.
Okay. So right now it seems that it should not affect you. But keep watching. You will find out if the people were being thrown out of the country. Keep watching. You have time. You have people who are going. You will see. Oh, let's see if the guy is going to get chopped off his head or not. And if the guy get chopped off, then you can back off. Okay? I don't want you to be the guy there. So there are people who are going right now, and we are going to inform you about them. Hey, all their head got chopped off. What do you want to do? Of course, you will not go there.
Okay.
Just wait and see right now. But looks like it's not applicable to you. Next person, please.
Okay, thank you.
Nikhil, please go ahead.
Yes. So hi Rahul. So my question is, what if a person has already I-140 approved and who is currently in India and wanted to come back after September 25th? Is this rule applicable for him?
They already have a stamping.
Yeah.
Doesn't look like, but we can confirm it in only a couple of days. 25th is right. He has time.
Yes,
Believe
like
me, this should be started soon.
Okay, so is this rule? I mean, like asking, like I-140 approved guys should be worried about this rule
I-140
as
has nothing to do with this one, though. That's different.
Okay, so but I-140s are under, like, they're not officially a green card holders, right? So they are under still in a usual H-1B consideration,
The
right?
I-140 will have no negative or positive impact in their travel or visa stamping, and this proclamation has nothing to do with I-140. Just ignore the I-140, okay?
Okay. Okay, got it. Thank you.
Next person, please.
Hello.
Yeah, please go ahead.
Hello. I have a question. So my H-1B got picked this year. It got approved also, but I'm going for stamping, and this is my first time going to India after 6 years staying in the US. Will I have a trouble getting my H-1B approved and coming back to the US? Because I'm planning for um, November's slot.
Rebecca?
So your H-1B was filed as a change of status and you are in the US right now?
Yeah.
Okay. This is not a good time for you to go, unfortunately. So you are in the category of individuals that are more likely that this proclamation applies to. So
I
I would,
have been in the US for 6 years, but I'm
but
just
when you
going for the
leave, you'll be
stepping.
outside the US and applying for a first-time H-1B visa at the consulate. And
Oh,
that is, according to the proclamation, who this seems to apply to. We could get more clarity, like we said, in the next few weeks. If it turns out that the aim of this proclamation is really targeted mainly towards lottery applicants in next year's lottery, potentially you will still be able to travel, but in your situation, you are more likely to be subject to this proclamation. So definitely still keep up to date in the next few weeks and as we get more clarity on it. But if it turns out that you are subject to this proclamation, then just stay in the US, let your H-1B go into effect and wait until all of this is no longer an issue.
my second question is, how long
Before
will
we
I?
go to the second, before we go to the second question, assuming even if this proclamation is not applicable, though, assuming even if the proclamation is not applicable, and they say that it's only applicable to the new H-1B quota starting in October 1st of 2026. It is, does your dad has a lot of money in India? Go, please.
He's not
Okay?
Mukesh Ambani, but
Not yet, but somewhere close by. Then you can go somewhere close by Mukesh Ambani. You can definitely go, though. But if he's a teacher kind of thing, teaching job, or just like my parents are normal parents, then don't go. That's our advice, though, right? Because that Trump administration does not like H-1Bs in the United States. Now, there are a lot of disagreements with regards to between Rebecca and me whether this proclamation is applicable or not. And there are a lot of lawyers that disagree with each other on these things. But I have not seen any single sane person that would say the Trump administration is favorable to immigration. I have never seen it. Or do you believe that the Trump administration is favorable to immigrants right now?
I totally agree with you.
Okay. Well, then if your dad is very near to Mukesh Ambani, you can go. Otherwise, don't.
The second question
Okay.
the second question that I have is like, how about my legal status if I'm not supposed to leave? Like, how long can I sustain my legal status? Because if I don't
90,
find
90 years. 90 years. Why not 91 years? Because I expect you to be dead.
same to you.
Yeah, absolutely. Oh, I won't last that long. So definitely you can stay for as long as possible. I won't be that long. You will be 90. I'll be 20, 30. But whatever it might be. But definitely as long as you can stay. There is no restriction. You can continue on H-1B though. My advice is that things change. We have seen Trump administration. We got so many denials. I mean, there was not a single day we have faced in certain period of time in Trump administration. Every single day we used to get a denial. And previous to that, it was like every month one denial we used to get. Okay. Or every couple of months, and every denial needs to be a big deal. We have to have a conference call with the employer, conference call with the employee, conference call with the employee's wife, conference call with employee's wife's father, and then everybody has their own opinion why the H-1B got denied. They already got it reviewed by other lawyer, and they said the other lawyer has a different opinion. We completely fail. I'm not telling that we are perfect. There are things there. There are opinions people have. But when it comes to the Trump administration 1.0, I mean, there was everyday denials, every day, not many denials from our office. It was simple. We just used to tell the guy, oh, it's denied. The guy used to say, okay, sir, what's the next plan of action? Well, file a H-1B, go to India and get the stamping again. That's how the things were. And then, of course, we have seen Biden administration things change. So definitely wait until the administration changes.
And thanks, Rebecca, and thanks everyone for conducting this.
Rahul and Rebecca, one common question about the H4 dependents. So can they have an impact because of this? If H1 is already here, if their dependents are traveling in next week, will they have any issue?
No. So the proclamation only applies to H-1B status or visas right now. It does not apply to H-4 visa holders. So H-4 dependents should still be able to travel at the moment.
Yeah, this proclamation is not applicable, but don't forget that Rebecca said, and every immigration lawyer says right now, that this administration doesn't like H-4 people to come back into the country. So if you're a wife, you're going and you're coming, please prepare. If you're not going to come back, what are you going to do with your husband? Can he get a new wife? Why don't you tell him that? And then go. But you have to make it funny, guys. I don't know what else to do because this 6 months has been very terrible, guys.
Yeah, Mr. Kiko, you can go ahead next.
Yeah, thanks. Hi, Rahul. So my question is, I have a valid visa stamping till August 2027. Okay, and I'm planning to change company. All the process is started, visa transfer process. Okay, so once it is approved, can I go to India and come back with my old stamping and with new I-797 approval copy?
The old rule definitely is that you can go and come back with a new I-797. When you enter into the country, you have to show the H-1B approval of company B. Make sure you get the I-94 until the H-1B I-797 of company B, though. Does the proclamation apply to you?
Yes, that's not my question.
Yeah, I'm getting there. Well, it may or may not, though. We will come to know very clearly, probably tomorrow, whether the proclamation is applicable to you or not. Because some say it is not, some say it is yes, and there are a lot of rumors in there. We will come to know tomorrow, because tomorrow, remember, people will be coming in. We'll see. If their head gets chopped, you don't go. If their head doesn't get chopped, everybody comes in safely, then you can go.
Okay. So basically, what I understood is people who go for stamping now, it will be applicable for them. But in my case, I have valid stamping visa till August 2027.
No, we're not telling that it's definitely not applicable to you. We're not telling that to you right now. What we're saying is that we will come to know in a couple of days.
Okay.
Keep watching it. This is a developing story. It's not done yet. It's developing by hour, and then Kishore will inform you. Okay.
Got it. Thank you.
Rebecca, I think you already answered it. So one of the members of the existing H-1B, he also got advance parole, and he is currently in India. Is it advisable for him to travel now?
So entry on advanced parole is unaffected by this proclamation. It doesn't apply to advanced parole travel. Out of all the ways to travel internationally that we've seen so far, advanced parole is probably the relatively safer way to go because you don't have to go to the consulate at all for visa stamping. You do still need to go through CBP at the border, and you'll be put in secondary inspection while they check that your I-485 is still pending. But for the most part, we have seen relatively less issues with traveling on advanced parole. So if you do need to travel and you have advanced parole, definitely use the advanced parole, not H-1B.
And also, there is a viral video on YouTube where Trump was mentioning that, yeah, this will apply for all the renewals, everything. So I don't know whether you got a chance to watch it or not, but yeah,
We
on the
watched the video.
right.
We watched the video. The question was asked very clearly whether this is applicable to the H-1B transfers, H-1B transfer, H-1B extension. The answer given by the administration of Trump, while Trump was sitting there, his administration people said that it is applicable for the extensions, it is applicable for the transfers. They have to pay $100,000 for every year they work in United States. This is the statement I heard directly live. Now, I wasn't there in Washington, D.C. to hear that, but I did have the TV live. Now, however, though, in the president proclamation, though, when we read it, it is very clear that it is not applicable for the extensions. It is not applicable for the change of employers within the United States.
Okay, yeah, thanks, Rahul. Yeah, Abhishek, please go ahead.
Hey, thanks, Kishore, for organizing this. I had the same question what Travel was trying to implement, right? Because currently I am with employer A with valid I-797 till 27. And my new employer is going to start the H-1 filing next week. So I am in US only. I won't be traveling. So will I come under this new proclamation?
As long as you don't leave the country.
Okay. So even though my new employer starts the filing next week, I should be good.
Yes, according to
Okay.
the text of the proclamation.
Okay, thank you. The other question is like we even heard the Trump administration saying a per year fee. So I'm not clear on that. How does that implement the per year fee catch over here?
You can disregard that statement at this point of time.
Oh, okay.
Not all what Trump speaks is the truth, guys. You know, when Trump said that how to treat the COVID, he said Lysol. But don't do that. You're going to kill the people.
Okay.
Lysol is the one that you clean the bathrooms.
Yeah,
Hi,
Naveen,
Rahul.
please go ahead.
Thank you so much.
Hi, Rahul. Hi, Rebecca. Thanks for hosting this session. I think my questions are almost answered. My questions was like, let's say I transferred my visa from H4 to H1. If I'm going for stamping in India, will I be affected? And is it similar with the case where extension has been approved and those people who are going for stamping with the same in India?
Yeah.
Question goes to him.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And what will you
Wait,
suggest?
let her answer the question very clearly. The question is, if you move from H4 to H1, and now you're going for stamping, Rebecca, you said potentially that 100,000 is applicable.
Yeah, because it would be your first time H-1B visa stamp, and that is the group of people that this proclamation most likely applies to. So anytime that you're putting yourself outside the US, outside the borders of the US, and going for visa stamping, that is where this proclamation most likely applies. Although we will probably have more clarity on this particular scenario, like we said, in the next few weeks as we get more guidance on how the administration is applying it. But until there is clear guidance on how it applies and in what scenarios it applies, we don't recommend people who are here in legal, valid H-1B status to take themselves out of the US voluntarily, at least. If there's a situation where you are in H-1B status, but you fall out of status for some reason and you're accruing unlawful presence, that's the only situation really that I would recommend that someone depart the US at this moment.
Mm-hmm. Thank you. That is still applicable for people who are going for stamping after extension, right?
Yes, until we get further clarity.
Thank you. And are there any suggestions like those who are looking for employer change? Let's say they're trying to move from contract to permanent.
As long as you're in the US, it should not be a problem.
I don't think so. That's a problem. If you're changing within the United States, is a problem. You step out. It's like what we call in Hindu mythology, there's called Lakshmana Rekha. You know that? You cross that, you will be in trouble.
Yeah, thanks for answering my questions, Rahul and Rebecca.
As long as you are within that Lakshmana Rekha, that is within United States, you're good.
Yeah, Rajesh, please go ahead.
Sir, my case is little different. My current H-1B is valid until 2027 June. However, 2025 January, I stepped out of United States. I went to India for stamping, and I got the stamping. However, my passport is valid only 1 year by the time I entered into United States. So the Port Authority officer gave me I-94 only till January 2026, even though my visa is valid till 2027 June. So now need to step out of the country anyway because my employer said initially putting an extension is risky. Better cross the border and come inside. You still have valid visa. But now things changed. Based on previous questions, as Rebecca and Rahul suggested, it is not safe to travel. But do I have any other option instead of traveling?
Wait. If your H-1B I-94 is expiring in January of 2026, you can apply the extension in the United States. No problem with it.
Initially, my attorney said extension might be
But that's
risky.
different.
Yeah.
The lawyer might change their mind from yesterday to today because of the news. And we may change again. At this point of time, we definitely will tell you that go and file the extension. But based on how the things are going with the feedback with the people who are visa people are coming in right now, we will get more feedback. Since your decision doesn't need to make immediately, though, we strongly recommend let's wait for about a month period. We'll get more clearance at that point of time. At that point of time, then you can travel outside the country. Okay. You at that point of time we may say don't travel. You better get it done here in the United States. Okay, we'll decide that later on, not right now.
Okay. I have a flight booked on October 3rd, so I just want to think whether to cancel the flight or not. So
but right now, if you can cancel without much penalty, definitely go and cancel it. If not, keep it. Maybe we'll get a result we'll get more clarification by October 3rd. And if we don't, cancel it.
Understood. Okay. So I'll wait for another couple of weeks for more updates.
I think so. You have a couple of weeks, but you have 1 week for sure.
Sure. Okay. Thank you, sir. Thank you, Rebecca.
Please go ahead.
Hi. Thank you, Rahul and Rebecca, for this webinar at this important time. I myself, Arun, I have 2 questions actually. One is my wife is currently in India. She just went yesterday, bad timing. She's having a H-4 visa stamping next week. Do you see any issues on the visa stamping on the H-4? So that's the first question. And the second question is she was an H-1 until 2 months back. She's been actively looking for jobs as well. So she's planning to move from H-4 to H-1 once she's in India. Do you see any issues on H-4 to H-1 petitions in India, in US?
Rebecca?
I don't think she'll have issues. So, I mean, her H-4 visa stamping should not at least be affected by this proclamation. We have at consulates, even for H-4 visa applicants, some consular officers are giving trouble even to H-4 visa applicants, but it shouldn't be as a result of this recent proclamation. So she should be able to still go for H-4 visa stamping. And then if she's able to come back into the US in H-4 status and finds an employer, they can file an H-4 to H-1B change of status application for her without needing the $100,000 fee.
Couple of
Okay,
quick
thank you.
questions and answers. I want to do it. Does this not applicable to H4 to H1B? Mohammed is asking. Answer is no. Does this affect the people from going from OP2 to H1B? The answer is no. I also want to remind that Reddy and Newman has been having a Zoom call every single day from past 13 years. We've been conducting Zoom calls. It's free. You can come in. You can go to rnlawgroup.com. It's free. You don't have to pay any money. We are going to conduct these Zoom calls. Now, of course, these Zoom calls, we normally are getting like 60, 70 people. With this, what's going on, there may be a lot of people, but you can hear what the other people are asking the question and get it. We're doing it from past 13 years, every single working day. It's free. You guys go to RN Law Group. Go ahead, Kishore.
Yeah, Bhumika, please go ahead.
Yeah. Hi. I was on F1 for the past. I've been in the US for the past 3 years, and for the initial year and a half, I was on F1 student visa, then transferred to H-1B in 2024 because I got picked, and then I changed employers in 2025, and then got the transfer and everything recently, and I just flew into India 3 days ago. And I have my stamping in the next 3 days. So is this going to affect me? Am I going to be able to come back? Or am I going to get the stamp also? And I'm in the healthcare field. I'm a physical therapist. So does this affect me?
Boka, tough questions to her.
Yeah, potentially. It's more likely to affect you, unfortunately, since you are a first-time H-1B visa applicant. You said you already departed the US, is that right?
Yes, I just flew in like 2 days ago.
Okay. Yeah, unfortunately,
Rebecca, this seems to be like rumors are flying with no official information. This is only going to be applicable for the new H-1Bs. What do you mean new H-1Bs? New quota H-1Bs. But doesn't look practical because if it's only new quota H-1B, new quota H-1Bs are from October 1st of 2026. This proclamation ends in 1 year.
yeah,
So,
that's why there's still a lot of questions about how this proclamation is meant to be implemented. If it is meant to target next year's quota primarily, then why is it going into effect now? We will probably know a bit more in the next few days, but the way that the proclamation is written right now, it may affect your upcoming visa stamping application. If I were you, I would probably still plan to go. Don't cancel your appointment and just be aware that this proclamation may apply to you. And if that's the case, they may refuse your visa in that situation if if the administration decides that it does apply to you. Another thing is that we really don't, there's a lot of agencies involved in these decisions. There's the consulates, which are under the Department of State, CBP, which is under Department of Homeland Security, USCIS, which is under Department of Homeland Security. We don't know if they have all been, put on the same page about how this is going to be implemented and applied and enforced. It may take some time for the agencies to figure out exactly what this proclamation means also. So at this time, if I were you, I would still plan to go to your appointment, but just be aware that this proclamation may apply to you. If it is refused, then I would wait for more information on how to apply for that exemption as working in an industry of national interest. I think as a physical therapist, you have a pretty good chance of qualifying for that exemption because physical therapists are under the Schedule A designation. It has been already determined to be a shortage area in the US. But we don't know, we have no details at this time on how to go about applying for that exemption or how long it would take.
Are you married?
No.
Just checking to see if you have a H4 option.
No,
Okay.
I I just have another question. It does say that if you are, under the exemption of waiver, and then you can have that, and then you would be able to enter. Is there any way to apply for the waiver, for the waiver with the DHS?
You can. Yeah, there is no proper procedure for it right now, how to apply for the waiver, what to get it. Yeah, there is a waiver applicable. Is it blank? Is it applicable to medicals? It's not, they didn't clarify that it's applicable to medicals. So they said if in the national interest, they're going to do it. We don't know what that means at this point of time. So
and if at all,
it's definitely blanket available for you right now.
If there's a stay order or something put on this in the next 1 or 2 days, and then if I do get my stamping done, should I then come back immediately with that? If there's an order on that, then does that go back to
if there is a stay order for whatever period of time, and then you get the stamping, take the next flight and come into United States.
So for that period, and there's a stay order, it won't be valid, right?
Well, ma'am, these are all but ifs and all those things. Okay. So as I said to you, we do have a daily conference, and everybody's asking, where is this link? It's rnlawgroup.com. So you can go there, and there's a Zoom call that you can attend. Okay. We'll inform, because this is a developing story. We don't want to say if this happens, if that happens, if the stay order comes in, if the stay order doesn't come in. We will try to give you information only right now. And as the things will develop, you have to keep updated yourself. Okay.
Okay, thank you.
Okay.
Yeah, Asvi, please go ahead.
Hello, hi. So I'm currently on STEM OPT and planning to apply for H-1B next year. If my H-1B gets approved next year under the new rule, will the fee only apply once at a time of the petition approval, or will it also have to be paid again for each future renewal extension of the H-1B?
It might not apply at all to your situation, as long as if you are selected in the lottery and your application is filed as a change of status. So you stay in the US, and your status just changes from F1 to H-1B on October 1st, 2026. So in that situation, the fee doesn't apply at all to your case.
Okay, got it. Thank you. Also, one more question. If I plan to travel to India this December while on STEM OPT, will this travel trigger any fee when I re-enter the US?
It should not. I mean, well, it doesn't under the current proclamation, but like we mentioned, we've been cautioning against international travel in general under the current administration, unless it is an emergency situation or very necessary. Because although the current, and this applies not only to you, but anyone else with any other visa type, although this particular proclamation only applies to H-1Bs, we don't know what the administration might roll out with very little notice in the future. And again, because the proclamation has more chance of standing up legally when it applies to people outside the US. And we've seen from the rollout of this that they have no problem with giving barely any notice before it goes into effect. If you are traveling out of the US, there's always the risk that they will try to roll out something that would potentially apply to you, and you don't want to get stuck outside the US in that situation.
Got it. Thank you so much.
Sure.
Prasanna, please go ahead.
Thank you for conducting this session. I have a H4 visa stamping in my passport, which is expired. Last year, my H-1B got picked and approved. I am currently working in US. I am planning to go for stamping to India in this December. Does this proclamation applicable to me?
Could apply. Could apply.
It's applicable to me.
Yeah, may applicable. We think so. It's applicable to you, but there are things that people are telling, but not clear indication is not there from White House if it's not applicable. But if I read the plain language of the proclamation, though, it looks like it's applicable to you.
Okay, thank you, sir.
So you keep observing what goes on, and if the things go very well, then you can probably think about going. Otherwise, don't.
Rukia, please go ahead.
Hi, so I had a change of status approved this year, so I will change from F1 STEM OPT to H-1B on October 1st. I'm in India right now for my stamping, and my appointment is on Monday. Can I cancel my appointment and still come back on F1 because my status doesn't change until October 1st of this year?
Was your application approved as a change of status or was it filed as consular processing?
It was a change of status approval.
Yeah, it's complicated in your case, unfortunately, especially because the visa appointment is on Monday. Even if you were to come back in on F1 status, actually, there's a problem with the SEVIS system automatically terminates your SEVIS record whenever it logs an H-1B change of status, even if you're outside the country at the time and your status did not actually change to H-1B. We see this problem every year where the SEVIS record gets terminated because it thinks you changed to H-1B status.
But Rebecca, but if she comes back before October 1st, though, because the service gets activated on October 1st, is that right?
Yes. The service gets terminated on October 1st.
Yeah, sorry.
So if I come back,
if she comes back right now, let's say on Tuesday she comes back, then the service is not inactivated. It still is there.
Until September 30th.
September 30th. And she's going to come on September 22nd, for example, September 23rd. The only issue at this point of time would be her intent on a STEM extension that she had, which we haven't seen many problems, which we haven't seen anybody getting denied for that. Now, having said that, this is Trump, okay? And we are in Trump 2.0. And so, yeah, and if your appointment is on Monday, we will come to know on Monday what's going to go happen. So I'm thinking if you go for the stamping, and first of all, the counselors are confused at this point of time. If they are not being given clear instruction, they don't know what to do. I'm just thinking louder here, and I would let Rebecca object and comment on her own ways, is that if she just cancels, sends an email, I don't want to pursue this H-1B, it comes into United States, and at the port of entry, hopefully so, there is a slight element of risk that your intent is not to do student visa. But we haven't seen any problems at this point of time for people like you to enter into United States. And you enter into United States, your service gets terminated, then actually does the H-1B gets kicked in October 1st?
It should, if you successfully can enter in F1 status
into the country.
Then your H-1B should just go into effect on October 1st. Yeah, like Rahul said, it will depend on the CBP officer and whether they will admit you, seeing that your F1 is about to end in, less than 10 days. But yeah, it's a pretty, I would lean
what would you do? What would you do, Rebecca?
I am leaning towards that.
You're leaning towards flying and taking the risk at the airport, and there is the chance. Okay. We're not telling you, ma'am, what to do. Rebecca did not tell what to do. She said what she would do. And I would do the same thing what Rebecca is doing. But we're not telling you what to do.
Okay.
And if you get stuck, you get kicked out of the airport, we didn't tell you that. Sorry, certain things we have to be very diplomatic.
No, that makes sense.
Yeah, there are kind of risks with both ways right now. We may, like, if you do try to go on Monday and you're denied, it's hard to say right now, but I would kind of lean more towards that, just trying to come back on F1.
Okay, thank you.
Moksha, please go ahead. And also Rahul and Rebecca, I know, right? I took your time until 3 p.m. Can we extend for a few more questions, or you want to conclude here?
I'm good. I'm good here, Rebecca.
Yeah. Hey, hi everyone. Thank you so much for doing this. So I had one question. So currently in US on H1, just trying to do some of the I-485 applications, which I have not yet filed. It will be on October. Just trying to figure out, would there be any impacts on those? Do we see any do we see any impacts on filing those applications? I did receive, I had too many questions, but I got answers to most of them. So I just had this question, wanted to know about that.
No impact on your I-485 filing.
Okay.
Yeah.
Thank
Yeah. Sunil Raju, please go ahead.
Oh, thank you, Kishore Garu. Yeah. Actually, my wife was in US for last 1 year. She had lost a job. Then she moved back to Canada now. She got a job now, but she don't have a stamping. Uh, she can travel through by road. Like one of my friends are saying, like by the road we can travel without stamping on passport. Is it recommended to
She
go?
doesn't have a job. She doesn't have a job.
Uh,
I got the project now.
yeah, she got a project now actually. Yeah, is going to
And
start in.
no, wait a minute. She had a H-1B for 1 year. She was not in the project. She went to Canada.
Yeah.
And this H-1B has the I-797 at the bottom. There is an I-94.
Yeah.
How long she's been in Canada?
She came to Canada on last month, 1 month back.
Is it more than 30 days or less than 30 days?
More than 30 days.
Is she a Canadian
She doesn't have.
citizen? Do you have a Canadian passport? Or your wife?
No, she has an Indian passport.
And the H-1B is not stamped in the passport at this point of time.
Yeah, correct. But she has a I-797.
Absolutely, she cannot come for multiple reasons. She was out of job for a while. The automatic revalidation that they are speaking is only valid if she has traveled outside the country. She has traveled to Canada for less than 30 days. She already crossed the 30 days too. So absolutely she cannot, unless let's plot to get her into trouble where she get detained, you and me, okay? You pay me 1,000 and let's her get to detention. If you want that one, send your wife. Otherwise, don't. Just trying to make it funny, guy. No,
okay.
Absolutely she cannot.
Okay. Thank you.
Naveen, please go ahead.
Hey, hi everyone. Thanks for conducting this. So I entered into the US on F1 visa and my wife entered on F2. So 2 years ago, we both converted into H-1B visas. However, we don't have a H-1B stamp on our passports. So 2 days back, my perm has been approved. So do we get affected anything because of this recent change? We don't have any plans to go back outside of US.
Nope, you're
Okay.
fine as long as you don't leave the country at this time.
Cool. Yeah,
And
thanks.
I call the border of United States as Lakshman Rekha. Since you are not crossing it, you're fine.
Cool. Yep. Thanks for confirming that one. Thank you so much.
Yeah. Abdul, please go ahead. Abdul, we can't hear you if you're talking.
Can you guys hear me now?
Yeah, please go ahead.
Yeah, thank you so much for doing this, guys. My question was answered, so I'm good. Thank you.
Yeah, Nathan. Sham. Sham B, are you there? Ramesh.
Hello, can you
Yeah,
hear me?
please. Yes,
Okay.
please.
My question is for attorneys. My question is, I got my H-1B stamped. I'm an Indian passport holder. I came to US. My company is in Italy. So I have been traveled on this August to Italy, and I'll be come back from Italy to US on October 8th. Will this proclamation applies to me or not?
You already got the stamping, is right?
Yes,
H-1B?
already got stamped. Yes, already got stamped. Traveled to US and traveled to Italy on August, and I'll be traveling
Okay, we
back
don't need.
to Italy.
Yeah, forget about Italy. Okay, so you already got the stamping.
Yes.
Sorry, Rebecca?
Yeah, probably most likely you will be able to re-enter the US on your existing H-1B visa. That's not official yet. That is based on kind of unofficial reports that we are hearing at the moment, but we will know more in the next couple days. I mean, by tomorrow, probably, the people who are on the flight right now with existing visas, if they are admitted into the US without a problem tomorrow, then you should be okay also to use your existing H-1B visa to come into the US. But we will need to wait and see in the next couple days.
Thank you.
Ramesh, please go ahead.
Yeah, thanks for the opportunity. So currently I'm on L1 visa and my H1 got picked this year and it has been filed, but I haven't got the approval yet. So will this proclamation be applicable to me if this changes, if I have to go back to India and come back?
As long as you don't leave the country, it should not apply to you. So if it was filed as a change of status, do you know whether you filed it as a change of status or as consular processing?
It is change of status.
Okay. Yeah, then as long as it gets approved and you remain in the US, then this proclamation doesn't have any effect on that.
Okay. And my wife is working on L2 EAD, and since mine is changing to H1, she's planning to apply for F1 and do a course here. And she's also planning to continue the employment with the same employer. Is it advisable to change to F1 right now at this point?
Is she planning to do a day one CPT program?
She is. Yeah.
I mean, we have always recommended against day one CPT programs because, I mean, the government has had problems with those schools for a long time. There was kind of more scrutiny on them and more of a crackdown under the first Trump administration. And although people have been able to use day one CPT programs relatively without issue during the previous administration, we are expecting at some point under the current administration that they are going to crack down on them. So, I mean, technically there isn't anything preventing it right now, but we advise against it. We know that that might mean she has to stop working, but I mean, if she can just change into H4 status, at least she will be able to remain in the US.
Okay. Okay. Thank you so much.
Harish, please go ahead.
Thanks for the opportunity, first of all. And my question is, I have a new employer who initiated my H-1B transfer. And while I'm on 60 days grace period, actually, and in the worst case scenario, if I have to go for counselor processing or something, will this applicable to me while returning back to US? By the way, I do have H-1B for the past 6 years, and I do have approved I-140 for more than a year now.
Did you have the H-1B stamping before?
Yes, I do, but it will be expired and
Expired.
it will be expired and my old H-1B is all automatically revoked actually.
I got it. I got it. Yeah. It's a tough question, Rebecca.
Yeah, we just don't know yet if the government is going to apply it to only first-time H-1B visa applicants at the consulate, or if the fact that you've had previous H-1B visas will, exempt you from the proclamation. That's not clear yet. For now, the best thing you can do is to just try to avoid the consular processing route by, if you're in your 60-day grace period and you're interviewing and it doesn't look like the job offer will come through or the transfer can be filed before the end of your 60 days, file a B2 change of status application to bridge you until the H-1B application can be filed by the new company, and also as a change of status from B2 to H-1B change of status. So try to do that. We have been doing, that exact scenario in a lot of cases. We were unsure whether the current administration would continue that bundling policy of the B2 to H-1Bs. So far, we're still seeing it be successful. So while that is still an option, we would recommend doing that rather than consular processing.
Yeah.
Consular processing would be a last resort situation if for some reason everything else falls through?
Because I'm in a tricky situation right now because while on 60 days grace period, I found some employer who can transfer my H-1B, and that's in progress, and we have the receipt notice. And yesterday I got another offer from a full-time offer from a different employer, but I'm already done with my 60 days grace period. So now this new second employer trying to transfer my H-1B visa like next week. So I just want to understand what you guys suggest and how exactly this works. This is a tricky situation that I have right now. The first employer transfer petition is in progress, and the second employer where I got a full time, he's trying to transfer my H-1B again. So
Okay,
I
got it,
just
got
want to
it. So,
understand.
so
Yeah,
the second employer is also within 60 days or after 60 days?
after 60 days.
You may want to get the first employer's H-1B approval, though. Otherwise, it may sometimes get into conflict. Okay, we'll go to the next person.
Sudhir, please go ahead.
Thank you.
Yeah, thanks for this meeting. So my visa expires in 2027 December. If I go to India before 2027 for stamping, does my employer need to pay 100K for my stamping to get done?
Maybe, may not. We don't know at this point of time, but we will come to know in a week's time with more clarity.
Okay.
Right now, if you have any plans to go,
No, we are. Yeah, we will not. And my brother-in-law's marriage will be anytime soon next year, and my wife is on H4. Can she go? Will there be any problem on H4 visa for going, getting stamping done, and coming back?
this is what my answer is for the people who want to go for stamping into United. Is this the right time? This proclamation may not be applicable to her, is not applicable to her. And for the people who keep on asking this question to me, that is this the right time to go for visa stamping? My answer for those people to go for visa stamping is no, 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 no.
Okay. And if I apply for extension after 2027, will this rule be applicable to me?
No, it's not.
Okay, not an extension. Okay. And what will be this will be effective for H4 job market? Will it affect H4 job market too?
H4 EAD, you meant to say?
Yeah.
No, it may be actually you're eliminating some competition coming from India. And it may be for people because who are going outside the country for stamping and getting stuck there.
Okay.
Okay.
Yes, got it. And what are the chances of this being
Sudhir, give
reversed?
opportunity for others also. I
Okay.
think you already asked a good number of questions. Yeah, Kinwari, please go ahead.
Hello, sir. Good afternoon. Thank you for this call. I just have one question. So I've been with employer A for past 10 years, and my priority date is September 2016. Now I got a new job offer with almost 30 to 40% pay increase. The transfer from H1, I got my approval on September 9, 2025, waiting for the H1B approval copy to be mailed. So if I go for stamping in the near future with the company B, will this be applicable to me? And also, what do you suggest about this 2016 priority date?
Thing-wise, Rebecca has pointed out, it may be applicable. We will get more clarity on that. 2016, and the priority date is right now somewhere in August of 2014 for the filing dates, though.
Yeah, mine is an EB2.
Yeah, well, they can always, is it worth moving to a different company at this point? Rebecca, would you do that?
It might be okay as long as the company is willing to start your perm right away. Perm is taking about 2 years right now. By next year, the visa bulletin probably will advance a bit, but I don't know. I don't expect it to get to 2016. That would be pretty extraordinary. So yeah, you may be in a good spot to have the perm and I-140 ready with the new company by the time the visa bulletin gets to 2016, if your new employer is willing to start the perm right now.
Yeah, I agree with Rebecca.
Okay, thank you. He said it's based on case by case. So yeah, I may have to just wait and see. Since the 30 to 40% pay increase, so I might move to new employer. Thank you so
Okay.
much. Appreciate it.
Yeah, Parag, please go ahead.
Yeah, hi. So I am in my fifth year of H-1B. I have this is my third stamping. I'm right now in India, and my visa stamping is on the 29th. Should I go for my stamping or not?
Wait. Is your current stamping expired?
Yeah, current stamping expired. Applied for renewal. I came here, and
But you
that's
don't
how.
have an option.
So I have to, yeah. I mean, I have to go, but
You don't have an
the thing is,
option. It's like beggars can't be choosers. You can't just come and beg and say, "Oh, I want biryani, I want egg, I want mutton on top of it." You don't have an option. I mean, if you want to come into the United States, you have to go for stamping. Your stamping expired. You already
yes,
crossed the Lakshman Rekha. You can't just come back.
yeah. And thank you. My second question is, my wife, she
You,
got her H-1B.
Yeah, she got the H-1B. Okay.
Yeah, and she
Where
got
is
her
she?
stamping done in. She's in India, so I came to pick them, bring with me, and she got her H-1B stamped in 2024 October itself. So, but she did not travel until now. So, will this advise to bring her along with me or change her status to
She got
H4?
stamping in 2024, and
Yes,
she did
yeah,
not
but she did not
travel until
travel.
this time
Yes, she did not travel.
on H-1B.
Yes.
What kind of job will wait that long?
Yeah, this like her project, the project what she was supposed to come and work for got uh, budget problems and it was on hold. And now they were asking, but because I was traveling, so I thought like we can come together
You
and
should
that's how.
you should consult an immigration.
Okay,
guys, here is that. Rebecca and I, Rebecca's been doing from high school, even before that too. She's been working in immigration though. One of the things that we are trained in, or our mind is in, to only help people who want to stay in United States and probably work in United States. If somebody wants to go, I mean, you got H-1B 3 years, 4 years, and you've been going for stamping 3 times, 4 times. Every time you go in, it's like every time you go for stamping, it's like walking into lion's den and coming out. Now, sometimes you have to do it. If you have to come from India to here, you have to go into the lion's den. You don't have an option. That's the only way to come in. But you're every time walking in, and your wife has been it's staying there in that long period of time. It doesn't look like you want to come to United States. Maybe we are
because of the
not
medical reason,
trained.
she stayed back also.
Not
So
medical.
because of the parents, yeah.
My wife works in medical industry, and then she says the best medical available is in USA, nowhere else. But maybe I should not trust her. But I don't know. That's what everybody. There are so many medical tourists. These are medical tourists with top money people coming to United States. Middle East, you come to Houston Medical Center, there are so many people. So I don't know what medical things you have.
No, for the parents.
You change it up. Okay.
Yeah. So,
but I don't know, guys. I can't help you on that. Next person, please. I'm a father, and I don't want my son's life to be destroyed if my health happens something or if I die. I don't know what kind of parents you guys have. Next person, please.
Ashish? Hitesh?
I'm sorry, guys. I make arguments sometimes, exceed my limits, only to benefit you guys. But please don't take me offensive.
Hello.
Yes, sir.
Thanks for this opportunity, Rahul, and thanks for coordinating this, Kishore. I appreciate your time. I have just one quick question. So currently, I'm on F1 visa and STEM OPT, and I have a planned vacation which is starting from next week. Is it okay to travel, or what kind of suggestion you are going to give to me?
Rebecca?
Sorry, did you say that you had your H-1B selected and approved, or you're just on F1 OPT?
I'm just on F1 visa, and I'm on STEM OPT.
Okay. You're not affected by this proclamation, but when traveling on your STEM OPT or any OPT, we do always warn people also that, again, you could have a little bit of trouble at the border if the CBP officer, you need to be clear when you're coming in that don't say that you're coming in to work or to go back to your job or something. That some CBP officers take that the wrong way and are like, well, you're coming in on a student visa. You shouldn't be coming in for the main purpose of working. Make sure you're saying that you're coming in to complete your training related to your degree program. Technically, that's what OPT is. But other than that, it should be okay. Make sure, there's documentation that your time outside the US isn't, construed as unemployment time. Make sure you have approved leave from your company so that it doesn't count toward your 150-day unemployment time. Otherwise, that it should be okay. But again, we advise against travel in general unless it's absolutely necessary in case something else just comes up at any moment.
Rebecca, what about this automatic revalidation for the people who are H-1B? You have told that if the I-797, I-94 is valid, you have said 100 times that you can go to Mexico and Canada and come back without applying for a visa stamping. Is it still there or is it gone?
Automatic revalidation
H-1B.
is still there. For H-1Bs, it's more of a gray area. I think we will need to see exactly how it's implemented because I genuinely don't know how, if CBP is equipped to receive a $100,000 payment, how is this going to be implemented if it's at the border? Because when you're coming back on automatic revalidation, you don't need a valid visa stamp. And so if it applies to someone in that situation, the payment could only be made to CBP, which I don't know that they're equipped to do that. Yeah, there's still a lot of questions on exact scenarios that it applies to and how it would be.
We definitely, at this point of time, whoever is planning to do automatic revalidation, especially if you're an H-1B though, don't do it. Don't do it.
Yeah, just wait a bit until we have more information.
Gopal, please go ahead.
Thank you for giving this opportunity. I think one of my question is already answered, but I'll just reiterate to ask the follow-up question. Looks like I am on H-1B for past 7-8 years, and my H-1B is valid only till August next year, which is 2026 August. I'm hoping, and I'm currently in US, and I'm not planning. I don't have any plans to travel. According to what I understand from our discussion, I don't have to. My employer doesn't have to pay $100K as long as I'm here. The follow-up question is, if when I apply for an extension, if it's approved, do I have to go for the stamping immediately, or it is not like, I can wait, until I want to wait here, and then go later. It is not like immediately I have to go out for stamping, get it done.
No, there's no requirement to go for stamping ever. If you are in the US and you get an approval that has an I-94 attachment at the bottom, that I-94 is what controls your status in the US. The visa stamped in your passport has nothing to do with valid status in the US. The only function of a passport visa is for someone who is outside the US applying for entry into the US. So the only time you would need a visa is if you take yourself out of the country, then you would need a visa before you could return. But if you're in the US and just your employer files for an extension as normal, and if it gets approved as normal with the I-94 attachment at the bottom, there's no need for you to exit the US at all.
I see. Thank you. So I can stay here, so I don't have to worry about 100K. But once things will change, then I can decide whether to go or not. Okay. Thank you. Thank you, everyone.
One thing, what people, Kishore, I just want to reiterate to the people what the Twitters that people are stating that they are White House correspondents and all those things. They're telling that this is only applicable to the next year's quota. However, there is some internal inconsistency. Next year quota begins on October 1st of 2026. This proclamation ends on September 21st, 2026. That means that they're telling that this proclamation is applicable from October 1st of 2026, but it ends on September 21st, 2026. It's really inconsistent at this point of time. So until a little bit more clarity is given right now, please take everybody's words, whether it's their words, Rebecca's words, my word, with a pinch of salt, guys.
Balraj, please go ahead.
Hey, hi. Thanks for hosting this session. I have one question. I was with a company in USA for close to 6 years, and my perm was filed, but due to some issue, my perm got denied, and I had to step out of the country. But due to employer force, I was moved to Canada, and I'm supporting that employer from Canada. And after coming to Canada, my perm got approved in this July, and my H1 extension also approved and stamped in, I think, last week it got stamped. So now what is the situation like, whether I will be allowed or like, and I even have a plan to move to a new employer after stepping in. Like, what is my situation?
Yeah, in your situation, we will know more, I would say, just in the next few days. So, if as the sources seem to indicate right now, that existing visa holders will still be allowed to travel into the US without this fee being applied, then you should be okay since you have an existing visa that was stamped before September 21st. But yeah, just check back in on updates. We'll know more information on your scenario just in the next couple days.
Thanks, Rebecca. And just a little follow-up question. Like, I'm currently with the employer who filed my visa and everything, but I do have a plan to switch, on an agreement with the customer itself. So, will that be affected, or I should not pursue that option?
It shouldn't be affected, but don't say that at the border that you're planning to come in to actually work for a different company later. When you're coming
Yes,
in, you need to have the
I will
employment
come with the.
verification letter
Yeah.
from the H-1B employer that's listed on the approval.
Mhm.
You say you're coming in to work for that company. Once you're here in the US on H-1B status with that company that has your H-1B approval, yeah, then company B can file a transfer for you at any time. That's
Oh,
fine.
yeah. Thank you, Rebecca. And I will stay tuned for the information. Thank you so much, Rebecca and Rahul.
Please go ahead. Ram Gowni, are you there? Trina?
Yep.
Yeah, please go ahead, Ram.
Hey, hi. Thanks, Rahul and Rebecca, for doing this. So my question is like, my spouse is on H4 and scheduled to travel to India on September 22nd, which is on Monday afternoon, and her visa expiry on Jan 12th, 2026. And can she able to travel? And my H-1B extension has been applied on September 17, 2025.
Yeah, so again, the H4 is not subject to this proclamation, so she shouldn't have any, she won't be subject to this proclamation for traveling on H4 status. You said your H-1B extension was filed last week, but it's still pending. Is your wife planning to come back only after your H-1B extension is approved or before?
That's subject to change. I mean, if she wants to extend after my approval, and she might needs to go for a visa, so would that be reasonable? Depends on this proclamation. I know it's proclamation doesn't affect her, but is it advised to go for a visa when I get my visa?
In general, we don't recommend going for visa stamping if it's not necessary. If she can come back on her current valid visa before it expires, that would be the best case scenario. The only reason I was asking about the extension timing was that when she comes back, if your extension hasn't been approved by then, or even if she's coming back before a certain time, CBP may not give her the extended I-94 matching to your end date, even if your H-1B is approved at the time. So just make sure after she comes into the US, again, I recommend she comes back on her current valid visa. Download the I-94 from the CBP website, see how long they gave her, and if needed, make sure she files the I-539 application to extend her H-4 status on time.
Yeah, it's been, with my employer, current employer, H-4 and H-1B applied at the same time.
Okay. Okay. That's
Yeah.
fine.
So if it's approved in December itself, she's allowed to stay a bit longer?
Not beyond January, because that's when her H-4 visa stamp expires.
Gotcha. Thank you so much.
Rakesh, please go ahead.
Yeah, thanks, Kishore and Rahul.
Sure, we
and
may
Rebecca.
want to end in like after one or two questions. Sure, if that's okay with you.
Sure.
Yeah, thanks everyone. So I have a question regarding my fiancée visa status. Like her H-1B was approved under a change of status in October 2024 last year. However, she traveled to India on August 6th, 2025 last month, and during her visa interview, she was issued a 221G notice after submitting all the required documents. Her case was approved this past Friday. Last Friday. This Friday, and her visa is currently under a printing process, and it was dispatched, and she's planning to travel back to US on September 29th, this month 29th. So will this have any, this proclamations will affect any, have any impact on her status or travel plans?
So she applied for an H-1B visa stamp or an H-4?
H-1B.
Oh.
And she already got it this Friday, which is September 19th, after the proclamation, or before the proclamation, because it's an Indian time at the time. So she's entering into United States first time on H-1B.
Yes.
Don't know. It may not applicable. As I said to you, that there are some people who are in the pipeline. We will see if their head get chopped off, and then we will not send your wife. And then we will have your wife come apply for H-4 and come. So she has on September 27th. Please keep watching the things and see how the things are going. Based on that, she can make a decision.
Okay. Yeah, that makes sense.
Pratik, please go ahead.
Yeah, thank you. Thank you so much. Like Rahul and Rebecca, during this session, I have actually requested for the urgent question. So the thing is that next week, and actually, me and my wife are planning to travel to India for supporting my parents. Actually, they are alone there and they are having some major surgery. So now because of this, my wife do have the stamping, but I did not have the H1 stamping. We both are in H1B visa. So I just wanted to check if my wife travel to India with H1 in stamped H1B visa with reputed company, and then what are the chances she will come back? And I just wanted to add one more point, we have two children which is like they are US citizens, so if she goes with them in India to support my parents, and like during the COVID time, I have seen like they provided NIW, national interest waiver, for if someone is trying to come during the travel ban with the US citizens. Yeah. So
Getting too long, though, just because your wife is traveling with two kids who are US citizens, though, the President Trump will not consider that as a very good thing, because according to them, sorry, not me, they are anchor kids. You know what anchor kids? They are the ones that you're using to anchor in United States. So the next question is that the President Trump at previously of the national interest waiver, we have seen some visa stamping. Is your wife in USA or in India right now?
No, she's with me in USA. In H1B,
Okay.
she has a stamped visa.
Yeah, I would definitely wait until the things will get more clarity before I make any travel plan.
Okay, thank you, Rahul.
Yeah, please try not to get more emotional, guys, into India, because be practical right now. and look into your family, because for me, my family is my wife and children, the main thing that pops up. Please try to avoid traveling to India. And there are people saying, why is Rahul so rude? Because I'm so rude when I see people crying and ruining their lives. It's very hard on me. Believe me, being an immigration lawyer is not that easy. When you see people's life getting destroyed, it's not easy. It's
Yeah,
just like, you're working as a doctor, you're operating, and every day one of the patient is dying and they're killing themselves. That's even more worse. For me, if somebody gets stuck and they don't come back, that's almost death for me. I take.
got it, sir. Thank you, Rahul sir and
Hi,
Rebecca.
Rahul.
Srinivas,
Srinivas.
yeah,
Hi.
please go ahead.
Yeah, thanks for this platform. And my question is like, I am in H-1B, completed 3 years, and my employer having two sisters companies. I'm in A sister company, and I got the new project in sister company B, and they applied for exemption and transfer from sister A company to sister B company. I'm in US currently. So will this applicable, the new rule?
You're not leaving the country, you're staying in the
Yeah.
country.
Yeah, I'm staying in the country.
You're not crossing the Lakshman Rekha then. You're good.
Okay. Thank you, sir.
Yeah, and so the White House press secretary apparently just about less than half an hour ago posted a tweet that is related to the proclamation. She said, to be clear, number one, this is not an annual fee. It is a one-time fee that applies only to the petition. Number two, those who already hold H-1B visas and are currently outside of the country right now will not be charged $100,000 to re-enter. So that kind of confirms what we suspected, that existing H-1B visa holders should be allowed to travel on their current existing visa. H-1B visa holders can leave and re-enter the country to the same extent as they normally would. Whatever ability they have to do that is not impacted by yesterday's proclamation. So existing visa holders should be able to still travel without any impact. Number three, she says this applies only to new visas, not renewals, and not current visa holders. And then at the end, it says it will first apply in the next upcoming lottery cycle. So yeah, so that is something that we, were confused about, because a lot of the wording of the proclamation does seem to be aimed at next year's lottery cycle, but we didn't know why it was being announced and implemented right now. We still don't know why exactly it's being announced and implemented right now. So again, this is a tweet from the White House press secretary. And as we saw yesterday, there are a lot of statements from the administration officials that we can't always trust or rely on. There were a lot of statements made by the Commerce Secretary, by other officials in that press conference that ended up not being correct at all. So, also, take that tweet with a grain of salt, but it does seem to give some clarity. We probably still need to see more guidance from the actual agencies, like the State Department, which handles the consulates, and Department of Homeland Security, which handles CBP and USCIS on these issues. But that does seem to confirm some of what we were suspecting, that it only applies to entry of new H-1B applicants, and apparently mainly to people who will be applying in the lottery next year who are outside the US at the time. Again, I wouldn't necessarily take this as news to travel tomorrow or even Monday. Again, our advice on waiting a few days still kind of holds if you can, because again, we don't know what all the various agencies have been told. And even though the proclamation and its clarification seems to say one thing, who knows, what CBP is going to do, what the consulates are going to do if they haven't been properly advised or trained on how this is going to roll out. So again, if you don't need to travel or go for visa stamping just within the next few days, wait a bit, and so we can see how it plays out in real time and confirm that the information in this tweet does seem to be what the agencies are doing.
Yeah, thanks a lot, Rahul and Rebecca, for taking time. So yeah, we'll stay tuned for the latest updates. And yeah, all of you will receive the recording in next 1 hour. So most of nearly all different type of FAQs were answered by Rebecca and Rahul. So if you just watch the recording, you should get the answer who were not able to ask the questions, because we had more than 1,000 plus members to 300 members had questions. So it's not possible to give opportunity for each and everyone. But yeah, you can watch the recording and get the clarifications for your questions. Thanks again, Rahul, Rebecca. Have a nice rest of the day.
Thank you.